Welcome. It's story time. Anytime. Hello to all my story lover. Today's story name is Sukeshani and the Lake Demon, written by Sudha Murty. Sukeshani lived in a small village near a mountain. For many years, her village had been facing a drought. All the streams and ponds had dried up. The villagers had to walk long distances to catch a bucket of water. Their crops suffered as there was no rain to irrigate them. The villagers lived in great hardship. Sukeshani was very beautiful, with unusually long hair that swept the ground when she left it open. She stayed in a little mud hut with her mother. They had some sheep. It was Sukeshni's responsibility to graze the sheep. Every day she had to climb higher and higher up the mountainside as it was all parched and dusty. One day, nearly halfway up the mountain, she found a lone tree growing. Exhausted, she sat down to rest under its shade. As she sat there looking around her, she noticed a creeper with fresh new leaves climbing up the side of the tree. Thinking she could pluck some leaves and give them to her sheep, she pulled at the leaves, but they would not come off. So she tugged harder and harder till, to her surprise, a huge pumpkin came out from under the ground, and along with the pumpkin gushed out sweet, cool water. She had discovered a hidden stream. Joyfully, Sukeshni drank the water and bathed in it. Her villagers' water problem would finally be solved. Just as she was about to make her way back to her village, there was a whirlwind. It picked her up and carried her all the way to the top of the mountain. She also realized that the pumpkin had rolled and stopped at the mouth of the fountain from where the water was gushing forth. The whirlwind threw her down on the mountain top. As Sukeshni recovered her breath, she found herself beside a beautiful blue lake, and in the clear water of the lake she saw a reflection of a huge, angry demon who was staring at her. She looked up in the terror. The demon was covered all over with black hair. His nails were as long as her arms, and his head towered into the clouds. He was terribly angry. How dare a little cheat of a girl like you drink from my hidden stream? He screamed. I am the master of this mountain, and this lake and the stream belong to me. I share this water with no one. If you are thinking of going back to your village and telling everyone there about these two sources of water, forget it. If anyone comes looking for the lake and the stream, I will find you and drown you in this lake. That long black hair will be forever underwater. Remember that. Then the whirlwind came rushing up again, picked up Sukeshni, and flung her back to her village. Everything had happened so quickly that Sukeshni wondered if it was all a dream. But then she found a little leaf from the creeper stuck in her hair and knew that it had all really happened. She had found water, and then a demon had found her. For many days after this, she remained deep in thought. She saw all around her the hardship the people of the village were facing. Women walk miles every day looking for water, leaving their hungry children at home. The men could not work in their fields. Everyone was getting poorer and poorer. As the days passed, Sukeshni remained silent. Her beautiful black hair turned grey with worry. One night her mother had a fever. As Sukeshni wiped her hot brow, she wished she had a little water to wash her mother's hot forehead with, and that she could give her a drink of sweet water she had tasted in the mountain. Suddenly she realized she could stay silent no longer. She could not watch everyone suffer, knowing there was a source of water so close by. The next morning, she called a group of young men and women together. She told them the entire story of how she had found water, the terrifying whirlwind, and finally the hideous demon that lived on the top of the mountain. Then she said, I want some of you to come with me. I'll show you how to get the stream. When it gushes out, you must direct to the village. Don't worry about me. I will happily meet my fate at the hands of the demon. A young man in the crowd stood up and said, Sukeshni, do not give up your life for us. If we put our heads together, we can find a way to trick the demon. Creatures so large are often not the smartest. I have an idea. We will make a wooden doll which looks just like you. You shave off all your hair and give it to me. I will attach it to the doll. Without your hair, you will be unrecognizable to the demon. He will pick up the doll and drown it instead of you. Everyone agreed this was a clever plan. The carpenter made a doll that looked just like Sukeshni. The barber shaved her hair, and the young man expertly fixed it on the doll's head. Then it was dressed in Sukeshni's clothes, and from a distance no one could make out that it was not a live girl. Carrying it between them, a large group of villagers followed Sukeshni up the mountain. She soon found the lone tree with a creeper growing around it. She told them where to pull and how hard, but before they started rugging at the creeper, she made them dig a canal that would channel the water from the stream straight into the village. The villagers dug happily, then they pulled the creeper just as Sukeshni had told them to. And sure enough, up popped the enormous pumpkin, followed by a gush of sweetest, coolest water they had ever tasted. It rushed down the canal they had dug and reached the Perch village, and in the same instant the demon unleashed his terrible whirlwind to pick up Sukeshni and punish her. The whirlwind came hollowing down at the group of villagers. It swept up the doll and flung it into the lake, where it sank to the bottom. But Sukeshni's long hair floated up. It carried the water from the lake down in the waterfall to the village. The village was now blessed with two new sources of water. When the demon realized that the villagers had played a trick on him, he was very angry. He stamped up and down the mountain top for many days. Finally, he decided to leave so no one would come to know how he had been tricked. Sukeshni's village prospered with water gushing back to their fields and tanks. And in the course of time, her hair grew back, as black and beautiful as ever. This is the end of the story. Do you like it? Then comment it, subscribe my channel. Bye bye.